So, thank you. We are nearly at the end of the day inside the auditorium. I'm just going to give you a few of my takeaways from today, just very briefly. Firstly, this country, Morocco, is clearly well poised to do well in tourism in the future. And we're talking here about value and quality being the buzzwords, not just quantity and volume. Across Africa, we do have great infrastructure building. We have great opportunities. Yes, there are some stumbling blocks when it comes to air connectivity in terms of across the continent again, but things looking up. Pat had some gloomy news, but it particularly applied to Europe and China, I got the impression. Yes, the world next week will be focusing on sustainability and environmental change and climate change at COP27. I think the very definition of growth is under scrutiny now. What do we mean by growth? Climate change in Africa presents huge challenges, but technology is in a good place here in Africa, and I think that's very, very promising. The rest of the world is looking at this continent. Pat said that. And the next decade in terms of tourism is looking good for Africa. And there is liquidity around. It's just a case of Africa making a really strong case for that money to come to this continent. Thomas from STR was more optimistic. Africa is recovering and nearly back to 2019 levels. Countries like Morocco and Ethiopia are in a good place. And Egypt and Cairo are definitely hotspots. We had two great case studies of where hospitality and hotel construction and branding are taking place in Rabat and Casablanca. Then we had hugely insightful contributions, I thought, from Haitham and JJ about sustainability commitments, from the responsibility we have to local communities, and the need to stress and re-stress environmental awareness among tourists. That was an astounding fact about the TV sets. I didn't know that. I mean, I can't remember the exact detail, but your TV on is just burning up CO2. It's just incredible. And JJ made a very good point. Bring your own water bottle next time. Don't use plastic. Very good idea. So that, I thought, all of that was fantastic. And obviously, I don't need to say too much more about Amos and Olivier. I'm not really worthy to be on the same stage as them, and they should be an inspiration to us all. Okay, so there is this evening still to come, and I need to tell you about that. So, what's going to happen is, before we get to this evening, tomorrow there's a charity run along the beachfront. Starts at 7:15. People meet, please, at the beach entrance next to the family pool, which is next to the surf club, apparently. And the run is for charity. It's to contribute to an organisation that helps over 40,000 women from the region whose main source of income comes from the argan trees. Right now, we are going to do some speed networking on the beach. There are two people from the bench who are going to be at the back to escort. Oh, they're going to be just here on the right-hand side. I'm getting nice directions there. They're going to be just here to escort you to the correct place on the beach, to the opening network reception, which is hosted by the Hilton Taghazout Bay Beach Resort and Spa. So it's just 10 minutes away. The run tomorrow, by the way, I'm just going to show you, this is the t-shirt. You get t-shirts if you do the run. It's definitely worth it. High fashion, these. Very good. I'm keeping this one. Is that okay? Yeah, good. Okay, great. So the day is nearly done. All you've got to do now is get into some love declarations, as was mentioned earlier on. So enjoy this evening. Back bright and early tomorrow at 9 a.m. And I think that's it. So well done today, everybody, and see you later.